is up? Hey, Praxis. Me like you this title? Shoot, guys. Oh, there you go, Craig. Yeah, I've been putting. At this point, I'm just making sure I'm doing an @ everyone in Discord manually, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but not that big of a deal. So the YouTube going live official notification might be in a 10-15 minutes or something like that, but it's always late. But what's up? How you guys doing? I'll let a few more people kind of fill in here, and I'll fill you guys in on kind of what is going on with this bond, which is kind of crazy. Oh, Craig, well, it's not just you. There's a lot of people that were YouTube notifications aren't working for a lot of people for whatever reason. So, anyhow. BJJ was good. It was good. It was quite the workout. What's up, Willie? Lillian, how you doing? Fredo, Gina, here. Yeah, yeah, it was a real good workout. Man, I tell you what, chat. So I'm going to just talk about something real quick. So, to me, it just blows. BJJ is such a awesome art. And that's really is what it's an art. So, we spent past several workouts working on a very specific pass. It's called passing the half guard. And so, our head coach was going through this whole series. So like every week, you know, for the Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday rather, we're going to do the same flow of techniques, and we might build on it throughout the week, but it's the same technique, right? Because we have plenty of time to work on it. And there's a series of passes that we were working. At the end of every class, you got 10-15 minutes of warm up, you got 45 minutes of drill, and then you got 30 minutes of live roll. Holy crap, I said $30,000 bond and everyone's coming in here. We're at 69 people. But anyhow, it's so awesome when you learn a technique and then you apply it and you make it work on somebody that's resisting it. And it's like, this is so cool. It's like a game changer. So I learned a game-changing half guard progression pass, and it's been freaking awesome. Been freaking awesome. Made it work, and I'm super excited because I've been having a lot of problems passing half guard on some of the advanced belts, and so to get something that works, that's been working really well, man, it's a good feeling. But since you guys are all here for this bond, I mean, it's kind of crazy. This is the most people I've had on a YouTube stream in probably a month, just because I mentioned $30,000 bond. Wow, crazy. So as you guys know, I'm still a licensed bondsman. I've been a bondsman for about, man, how long has it been? 6-7 years, and so it's like, I've kept it active, even when I was moonlighting as a bondsman, I was working at night because I wasn't making money in my internet company. So, and I got so there's hundreds of people, and it might be over 1,000 of people that have my personal cell number saved in their phone, right? For, bonding and all the people I've contacted, bounty hunting, this, that, and the other. And so every once in a while, I get these calls of like, hey, and it's usually once every couple of weeks, I get a phone call about someone wanting to post a bond or having a bond question or something like that. And, I direct them where they need to go. And, that's generally what it is, because they're wanting to post a bond in a different state that I'm not licensed in, or it's a bond that I'm not going to have any, business posting. And every once in a while, you get a big bond. So I've been talking to this gal who, I'll be honest with you, I can't remember who I posted for. I posted a bond for this gal at some point. I don't know who, whatever. She's got my number. She's like, hey, Steve, what's going on? How you doing? Blah, blah. I don't know who you are, but whatever. I talk like we're old friends. So I just, if I search in deeper, I'll probably find out who they co-signed for, or how they know me, and I'll probably recognize their face. But she's like, hey, my son's in jail, working on getting all his bonds taken care of, and it's a big one. It's a big one. This kid's like 21 to 22 years old, wrong crowd, and some of them got charged with, I think it was robbery or some shit's in it. And so, boom, $30,000 bond. They all got charged in the group, trying to get the son out of jail, all that junk. So, I been working it, and finally they're like, hey, we're ready. The lawyer took care of all the other stuff. We got to go post this bond. So, I'm posting a $30,000 bond. Possibly. Could they be calling this last resort? Maybe. I don't think so. I think I got a lot of people that I've dealt with before, and I've just never. Look, I have a code of conduct with which I engage with people, as a bondsman especially, that a lot of other bondsmen don't abide by, and I think that it garners a level of trust that I'm not going to screw them over. I'm going to tell them how tell them how it is, and it's just like I do my internet company. I just left the client's house doing a service call, and I helped them set. It's an older couple. They're really good people. They're having problems. They had problems with their Wi-Fi, not getting throughout the whole house. They upgrade the router. I said, hey, I'll come on by. I'll set up the new router for them. And it's like, hey, our neighbor said he got fiber, and I said, yeah. And then I told them, I said, you guys got fiber at your house now. You guys should, I said, look, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You go to fiber. It's line service is always better, and so that's why we don't do contracts. He goes, oh no, we really appreciate you guys and the communication and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, we appreciate having you as a customer, but I said, if anything ever changes in the future, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Going to a better service provider, and so they appreciate that honesty, and I think that's the kind of way I always conducted myself when I was writing bonds and everything too. So I got a lot of people to save my number, and tell them that is best way to get out of jail, cheapest way, and how they should go about things. So this person I've been coaching for the past I call it coaching because this kid had warrants in like 4 other places, and so I'm like, hey, there's, and then also trying to coordinate a house arrest service because this guy's going to be on house arrest. And so, it's like, you need to get these warrants taken care of, and you go to the courthouse over here, and you get a lawyer on this one, you pay out this one, get all this other crap jack, all. So do all that, and, finally it's like, hey, we're ready. I'm like, okay, $30,000 bond. Bond premium is 10% on a $30,000 bond. That means that they're going to give me $3,000, and then I'm going to sign a power of attorney that assigns $30,000 that basically sits with the government until he goes back to court. And so when he goes to court and he pleads guilty, not guilty, then we'll get that $30,000 back, and we net $3,000, which 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10 is always the case. If they miss court, that's when we're going to like, okay, we're coming for you. We're going to arrest you, take you to jail, because otherwise, if we don't find you within a certain amount of time that the county gives us, then we really lose the $30,000. So whether you show up to court at your court date or we arrest you and bring you into jail, we get our $30,000 back. It also helps that, mom and dad are the ones signing the bond, and 2, he's on house arrest. This kid ain't going anywhere. Now, granted, it's not to say that he couldn't cut the bracelet off and go on a rampage and try leaving the state, whatever. That's all absolutely something that could happen. But the parameters follows should be good. But yeah, so this person only has $1,500. So we're gonna, they're gonna give $1,500 a day. I'm on a payment plan for the rest of the money, and that's how that works. This person gets out on bond. They'll have to coordinate with the house arrest service they're going to use to come to the jail. They will themselves install the bracelet on his leg, and yeah, he's got to report in every so often. They got set up at their house, whole shebang. What's up, Overlooks? How's it these lawyers are able to improve the situation? They have relations with prosecutors. So 1010, they can plead down cases, they can plead them out. So for instance, here's a situation, like, this is unique to Kansas City, but every city and county has their own quirks, right? So he had a old domestic misdemeanor charge in Kansas City, but he's being held in Jackson County courthouse, or Jackson County Jail, which they're right next to each other. If we were, this is what's stupid, if we were to post this Jackson County bond and he had an active Kansas City warrant, and then the house arrest people came to put the bracelet on, they would not let them in the building to apply the bracelet because, well, we got to hold him on this other warrant. At which point, then they'll have to send him to Kansas City jail, which is, right next door, sit there for several days to go to court, and then at that point, he could get the house. He could get the housing, the house arrest company. I can't remember the name, but come out and put the bracelet on. So, at which point he could potentially miss the county courthouse date in the meantime and just screw up the whole process. And this goes with, and so there's a lot of different, and so when you're wanted in 3 or 4 different cities or counties, that can get really, really problematic really quick. So what things that a lawyer could potentially do is plead it out or ask for continuance, get the warrant lifted, and show up on behalf of the defendant. There's a lot of things a lawyer can do. You should always have a lawyer ready. And even if you're not, known for getting in trouble, guys, it's always good to have a lawyer that you have an idea of, like, if I ever have an issue, this is the lawyer I'm going to call, whether it's a family friend, family referral. Just have that lawyer's number handy. Save it in your phone. It's a good idea. You don't want to be, looking for a lawyer last minute and you're just going after whoever that you find off of a phone. Because there's a lot of bad lawyers out there. There's lawyers you couldn't pay me to have represent me or whatever issue. So definitely something to consider. I forget, is that 10% yours regardless? Like, it's yours, they make it to court, but if they skip you, they're down, have to find out how to get it. So basically, yes, the 10% is ours regardless. So if we post a bond, say we get our $3,000 bond premium, we give the courts $30,000. We don't get the $30,000 back because, say they flee the state and they don't go to court and we don't find them in time. Our net would be a $27,000 loss, right? The $30,000 bond minus the $3,000 bond premium. So we're making out $27,000 in the hole. That would be an example. But we get paid $3,000 up front, we give them the $30,000, and they go to court, we get the $30,000 back, or the claim they have for $30,000 gets released, rather, because we're not physically giving them $30,000, the state $30,000. What we're doing is we're giving a power of attorney that says that basically we'll pay the $30,000. But Kevin, the owner of the bail bonds company, he has a CD deposit with the state, and they would go after that money first. And then if there's anything above and beyond that, if that didn't take care of it, then he would be liable. So, yeah, that's how all that works. So, yeah, so he may, we'll see if this guy goes to court. So I'm meeting up with his mom at a gas station, and I had to find all my bonding paperwork, which I thankfully found it, and have her sign the contract, get the money, at which point I'm going to go straight to the courthouse. Straight to the courthouse, and I'll meet with the, or not the courthouse, but I guess it's kind of a courthouse. It's a department of the jail or whatever. Sometimes you go to the courthouse, go to the security, go to the metal detector and all that junk, and yeah, post it. Yeah, Kevin does have one bond that might be going active for arrest, so we'll see. I'm going to touch base again after I post this here. And we'll see if we have a warrant. So it's very possible we have a warrant soon. I just, kind of waiting for people to miss court. I literally just last week just got paid for the last 2 arrests I did. If you guys recall, I arrested, I can't remember his code name, but the guy, he was in the house with like 4 other people, and I arrested him like as he was walking out to the car. I got paid for that one finally. And then I arrested another gal that I coordinated with her. We were looking for her hotels, and I talked to her parents, and I talked to her grandparents, and like, hey, have her call me, let's get this taken care of. Met up with her at the jail, got all that taken care of as well. So yes, really appreciate you. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you. Is there a major reason why Bondsman fell off a cliff? Yes, a couple reasons. One, there's literally probably the number of bonding agencies in the area have probably decreased by as much as 80%. Like, there's so many that went up out of business because a lot of them are doing some shady shiznit, and they were, trying to get away without paying bond forfeiture. So they had a lot of people that missed court and they weren't paying the bonds, and so the court's like, hey, you got to pay these bonds, and so a lot more able to pay it, so they declare bankruptcy and they're out. So so there's a lot fewer bond ages. But as far as bonds themselves, yeah, so a lot of it started with COVID and all the George Floyd protests. There was a lot of new policies enacted that made arresting people and forcing them to post bond looked down upon, I guess. So a lot of people are just they're unless you steal over like $1,000 of merchandise, you're just gonna get a ticket. In some cases, they don't even take you to jail anymore. They write you a ticket right there on the spot and let you go. You know, so it's just crazy because, you know, to arrest people for shoplifting is somehow racist or whatever. It's dumb. But that's kind of where we're at. So people aren't getting arrested and taken to jail as much, and therefore, and then even people that are taken to jail, they're not